Hey, hey, Facebook friends and community. Welcome to 2019. This is Colleen Wynia here in my home studio and living room. I'm with an amazing woman and a friend of mine that I have been so honored to get to know this last year. A very dear friend of ours brought us together, and this dear friend of ours now has transitioned, sadly, and many of you know my friend Rhonda. But Mercedes and her beautiful daughter Milena. Hey Milena, hi. Wave girl, hey guys. So we wanted to talk to you today about hitting 2019 off with the right, step. My beautiful friend Mercedes here, she is a clinical counselor. She's expanding her studies even more so, and she specializes in trauma therapy. And we want to give you some mention of what is really, really important to get that, basically the yuck out of your body and clearing your system. As you know, I'm a Reset Your Vibe Energy Success Coach, specializing in nutritional prevention and working with spiritual guidance and helping people get through, aches and pains in their bodies, through release work. And so we just wanted to give you some tips today to get the year off started. So meet my dear friend Mercedes. Why don't you take off from here, that comment, right? So has anybody ever felt like life isn't going the way you want it to go? Anybody?
I think that's something most people can relate to. And what I found is I think sometimes people get really frustrated because they have certain things that they want.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a job or a relationship. And I found that sometimes, you just can't see the bigger picture. And there might be some healing that we need to do before those things are even good for us.
Okay, so... And when you say healing, what exactly might you be referring to? Like what has worked for you in the past and with your clients, Mercedes?
Okay, so in the past, maybe some people have had some experiences that have hurt them, or some kind of small traumas, big traumas.
Yeah, emotional pain.
Emotional pain, and healing is necessary.
Right.
So they might want a certain job or something in their life, but it's very important that we take care of ourselves first and heal.
Right. And I think what we were talking about earlier is if there is, something's not going the way you want it to go or hoped it would go, and we are feeling pain and discomfort, frustration, right? Anyone frustrated out there? Drop the word frustrated. I know I've been frustrated going, wow, I thought life would, kind of, I'm doing all the right things. I've been guided to do this, and it's just not flowing out quite the way I wanted it to. So what happens is frustration and anxiety and anger builds up in our body, and then it's also capitalizes and compounds on the trauma that we're already carrying in our systems. True. Yeah, so
it can be very discouraging.
Yeah. There's a lot of discouragement out there, and one of the we're going to give you 3 tips here, or a few tips, anyways, that can help you, transition that feeling so that you are not blocking out the gifts, because you're rightfully inherited of abundance and blessings and love. That's who we really are. And when I connect with this beautiful lady and her daughter here, I'm reminded of just how much we already have. Everything that we need.
True. That's kind of what came to my mind as well.
You always remind me of that, actually. Yeah, she's a great teacher on that. So Mercedes is in Abbotsford, and one of the things that's helped her and her clients is working consistently with a clinical counselor like her.
Right? Or like Colleen.
Or like me. I'm in North Vancouver, British Columbia, online as well, and available on Skype. But what I wanted to share to you is what makes a difference, and what my number one baseline teaching for me to you is: energy is everything. How you feel is everything. Now, we all know about mindset training, right? People say, got to change how you think, and how you think changes your emotions. And guys, that's totally true. But I'll tell you, it's pretty hard to change your mind when you're freaking hurting in your body, right? So if you're feeling a bit of discomfort in your throat, or in your gut, or tightness in your chest, it may not be physical. It may be the manifestation of an emotion that's been unresolved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Gaber Mate's touched on this quite a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, amazing teachers out there. And so that's what I do in person in session is my own sessions are releasing through breath work and through energy work and through intuitive guidance that helps you in 90 minutes to 2 hours relinquish and get the yuck out of you, so that transformation sends a new vibe out to the world, and you're out on, you're sending out, like, imagine signals, right? Like radio signals. And that's what I found and heard about working with Mercedes clients as well. And she teaches that to her beautiful daughter, Melena.
Well, it's kind of blocks. It's about getting some might say the energy flowing, some might say, the connection between your neurology, your physical pain in your body and your emotions, getting that in motion.
Actually,
moving that forward.
What you just touched on is really true. I often refer to as the neural pathways, right? So what you're really doing is when you're working with us, people like us, you're transmuting that cellular pain I'm repeating, at the cellular level. So trauma from the past or belief systems that you bought into, the myth, the story that you're not good enough, that you're broke so you're always going to be broke, that you're unlovable, you've been in an abusive relationship and it's always going to be like that, or you're overweight so your family's overweight so you're going to always, like, whatever the thing is that's holding you back from manifesting what it is that you really want in your heart it's just there. It is there. It's just we need to clear that yuck so that you are not carrying that forward into 2019. And we'd love to do that for you. We'd love to, teach you simple tools that you can take every day that then line you up. But you got to get the yuck out. I use the word a lot, real simple, sticky, yucky stuff. And that's what
it does make you feel yuck when you're stressed out and feeling frustrated or depressed. You have high cortisol, your serotonin is low.
Yeah.
And
what happens when you have high cortisol? Massive problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Does anybody know out there who's watching that, high cortisol levels for extended periods of time are known, just Google this, linked to cancer and other types of diseases. So, if you want to keep your body healthy and happy, we've got tools that work with you at the inside level. And then in the moment, immediately, in the moment. Yes, I see Brittany saying, "Hi, sweetheart, I will try this." Yeah, my arm's shaking here a little bit. So I know we have a lot of great things up our sleeve, but you had said something that we were both in alignment on right away. Can't see you, sweetheart. We have these beautiful women here. It's just lovely having them here with me. I'm so happy and grateful. One of the ways, actually, I'll open is taking care of yourself. So, for example, Mercedes is here in my living room. We're talking about an important matter of health, but, taking care of yourself and doing things as the very first tip of the day is, even before signing up and working with someone like myself or Mercedes, you just turn the wheel, start taking care of yourself. So what's one way?
Turning the wheel.
Do you like that?
Yep. Bang on.
You know what? Yourself. That's like a 180.
Yeah.
Right? So you're facing one direction and you're going down the negative sabotage road and you have this pattern. Maybe it's an addiction. Yeah. I know myself, I've dealt with food addictions, but gratefully I'm here today, even though I dealt with food addictions. Whereas my dear sister, coming up to the transition of her passing on January 14th, she died of alcoholism because she, was in a lot of pain for a lot of time. But you can change one thing right away by taking care of yourself. So Mercedes here showed up on my doorstep. Actually, a kind of a fun little thing, because I work with Powerhouse Health Supplements and Nutritional Skincare, and you just love the 2-Minute Miracle Gel.
I do.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, this girl's already got beautiful skin, and she's already a pretty lady, and so it's her beautiful daughter, Melena, which you've been so pleasant and quiet, and yeah, you've just been great to have you here. So what's a tip that you can give the audience there to just change how they feel immediately?
Well, creating a healthy habit of taking care of yourself. So just Like you can have habits that are not good for you. You know, if you do something every day, day after day after day, that becomes a habit. You can also create healthy habits for yourself.
Okay.
So, for example, taking care of yourself. You start that today. Pick, you know,
what do you do?
One or two things. Yeah. Going for a walk. Just make a list of things that you enjoy.
Well, there we go. Okay, how's that? Let's start with that. Make a list, right? So grab your pen and paper, or pencil, and grab a bright colored piece of paper. And I want you to write down 10 things that you love.
And that might be foreign. You might not even know. But you have to get started with at least one thing.
Everybody knows something that they love.
Yeah.
So Mercedes, what's something? Milena, what do you love?
TV and video games.
Yep.
Well, boy, now, did that take very long for her to come up with that one?
TV and video games, self-care.
I learned you like coffee, too. I fed this girl a beautiful Camino hot chocolate drink with my pretend coffee, because I'm not a coffee drinker. But on coffee note, actually, I take a health supplement that's a natural caffeine. I don't know if I've ever told that to you. But our beautiful company, Zija, I buy a natural caffeine supplement that really helps me with my mood state and my energy levels throughout the day. Just amazing kick butt energy throughout the day, as well as helps with the metabolism with weight loss and things like that. So yeah, so there's a multitude of things. So what do you like to do? We'll each give a tip. So you like your video games, and that makes you happy. That makes her happy, okay? So what makes mommy happy? Does that make mommy happy, or what does that make mommy happy? What makes that didn't come out right?
Let's see. Well, I think I have some similar interests as you, Colleen, and what keeps a smile on your face, I think keeps a smile on my face too, is getting in the outdoors, hiking and you know, just enjoying, you know, the different seasons, and that's very important, you know, because if that's something that you really enjoy, you need to be doing that.
More of that.
Yeah,
exactly. And on that note, well, actually, we're going to show you the mountains here. So let's take a quick little this is my beautiful land here. Just follow me for just a moment here, and I'm going to show you what Colleen's love is. Okay, guys, can you see this view of my deck? I'm looking through the patio window here. I have this huge patio, but right there, those mountains, that's actually Crown Grouse to the right, and Crown Mountain, where the peak of the most snow is. There's a couple peaks there, but this is what I do. So when I want to, you know, level up and reset my vibe, that's the fastest way that I do it. So I may be in my living room, and I may have. Does anyone have a to-do list? Right? I don't know. Do you work with lists or no?
I do.
Okay.
I'm a list girl.
Okay, so we're both list girls. I wasn't sure. We're both list girls. And so us list girls, you know, if I walk over to my office desk here, I have a list of the to-dos. And I mean the to-dos for self-care as well as work.
Now, what about, Colleen, if you can't do that perfectly? Should you beat yourself up about it?
Yeah, I have in the past, right? But that is what we want to help you transition, is don't get stuck in, you might beat yourself up, you might get a little frustrated in that moment, or you might go, shit, you know, excuse, oh, oops. Oop, boop.
Said a bad word.
Crap. You know, I didn't get through that list, but can I teach you something? Can we teach you something, guys? Another tip is, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. And what that secret is if you're feeling good and you're getting stuff done, that good vibe is going to attract more into what you need, the right person, the right resource, the right, the thing you need to, you know, write on your blog, or that the 5 people that you want to love and connect with and reach out to that day, they're going to come into your mind when you're in alignment with you, right? Now, if you've ever done this before, where I've got my list of 15 things to do, and I go through the list and I go, shoot, I only got like 6 of those things done, and I do go through this. But what happens is, if you force yourself, there are teachers out there that see things a little bit differently, but in my experience as an energy teacher, if you force yourself how do I say this? Past the, I don't want to say natural, but if you're pushing, what's the word? I'm trying to find the word, but if you're pushing against the stream, okay, there's one thing to give it a little extra go. Does that make sense?
The normal
flow. Energy flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so see your energy when you're in alignment as flowing, okay, and flowing. And when your energy is flowing, Mercedes, what is possible for you? Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's okay to get one or two things done that day.
Because the universe has something else in mind sometimes for us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you ever get stuck on your to-do list or your plans, and all of a sudden you're like, you're so frustrated, just take yourself out to that local little coffee place for a little treat, or get outside, put your running shoes on, and go outside you have 15 minutes, take a walk around the block, and reset your energy and how you feel, and you're going to be amazed at the new thoughts that come into your mind, or when you come back to your desk or your workplace or your car where you do business, whatever, or reach out to that family member that you love. You're going to have more patience for them, and you're going to have an ability to tap in more to who's the person to reach out to or what to do to help them. All right? As a clinical counselor, this girl works with energy. She does. And this is what we're talking about here, is we want you to get better at listening to your energy and stop beating yourself up.
You have to really listen to your own needs too. If you're, doing things and you just, you get tired, you need a little break, it's probably time to take a break. Have some water.
Yeah.
Have something healthy to eat.
Right.
Do something kind for yourself.
Exactly.
It does make you more efficient too, I think.
Well, and the other thing too, my past is where on my to-do list, it's the you usually put the priorities for the other people. So you often for people who work for themselves, and I work with a ton of entrepreneurs. We're entrepreneurs, and what I've tended to do in the past is make now this isn't making me wrong or making anybody wrong, but I've tended to put the number one things to go through first is all the things to do for my business and for the other people. But do you know what? I'll be honest. If I do that, I get that turned around. We know what's best for us actually to manifest more business and manifest and attract in more of our, the goals we're reaching for, that health goal, that relationship, that money, that magic, is you put some top things for you at the top of the list. So I want you to take them and move them up. Yeah. So
making yourself first.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. How's that for,
It sounds a lot more balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But guess what happens when that comes up then? How about layers of guilt? Right? Have you ever grown up in a family like mine where money doesn't grow on trees and you have to work really, really hard for every penny?
Well, I think it's empowering that you can say to yourself that that's not working for me to think that way.
So empowering, and so there's a new way of potentially, so you're expanding your mind. And then here's the thing, when you practice this over and over again, guess what happens? A new habit sets in eventually.
Exactly.
It doesn't feel so good the first time. And you think, I'm putting myself first, I'm being selfish. But guess what? A teacher of mine used a word over 20 years ago, and I use it constantly with people, and I'm being reminded of it today. It's called, Melena, it's called selfing. Selfing is actually a really powerful, important technique to give to yourself first, and then you energetically vibe up to attract in what you want. All right?
Makes you a lot more efficient at helping others if you're a helper.
Okay.
If you take care of yourself, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's wrap this up, guys. So I'm really excited to spend some time here in my home living room with Mercedes and her daughter, Melena. If you're in the Abbotsford area, she's a kick-butt amazing clinical counselor specializing in trauma and helping you also reset your vibe, as I refer to it. I'm in North Vancouver, British Columbia, and I'm available on Skype, phone, in-person sessions for body work and energy work. And I work specifically with people who are ready to vibe up their money, financial situation, and their nutrition, because we have I work with an amazing company, partnered with them to change how you feel on the inside. This is what we're talking about, energy, right? How we feel, releasing the trauma. Well, you could do that as well, and you want to do that with a whole food supplementation to help you feel that vibe. So you're addressing yourself on all spectrums. So to wrap, we talked about taking care of yourself, right? So doing something that you love.
Absolutely.
Each and every day.
Boost that joy up.
So boost the joy factor. Got that. Number 2, we talked about on that to-do list, putting yourself again above the to-do list. So when you're working in your business, make sure you take a time out, walk around the block, go for that break, fuel yourself with good nutrition, jump up and down. There's actually ways to lower your blood sugar by moving your legs. And lastly, the most important way to work at that, really getting your goals, really transforming your life, is if you've tried everything, right? You've done all the business coaching, guidance, you're eating better, you've lost weight, but you're still not kind of getting faster what you need. You have to learn how to work with your energy, and you do that by releasing the past, and we can help you do that immediately with tips. So Milena has someone here to introduce us to wrap the day. This is my power animal. I'm going to show you guys, if you're still watching here, you can't see from here, but this is a leopard of mine, okay? You can kind of see it from here. And he's my power animal from years ago. So I came across this beautiful cheetah. Hey, do that again, one more time. This is... So that's our Charo, a cheetah with attitude. And this is Taro. And what is your name?
Mileno.
And I'm Colleen. So we send you amazing vibes for the new year. If you love what we, some tips that we share this video, drop us a line. We'd love to meet you, and we love to support you going forward into the new year. We love you, and bye, guys. Bye. Bye, guys.